Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another City Skylines Let's Play. We are back here in the city of Bayview Heights. For today, to our left, Ryan Fitzpatrick, our mayor, wants to build a transit-oriented major expansion of the northern part of our city. He wants the trams, he wants the metro lines, and he also wants a train station to go throughout our city. So our city planner, Frank Sinclair, has a lot of work to do. So in our last video, we created the forest industry, as you can see on the left-hand side, and the major part of our city expansion is going to be buying a tile in the top right corner. And as you can see here, we need to expand this area. We kind of have like a kidney bean lake, and we have a few different trees, but you can see we do have access to a few different things. So let's get started. So Frank Sinclair needed our mayor, Ryan Fitzpatrick, to buy a new tile worth of land for $8,100, which, by the way, in real terms, that would be extremely cheap for that amount of land. But anyways, so Frank Sinclair now has this giant tile and giant amount of land that we need to start prepping it. So we're gonna speed this up a little bit. So we have that kidney bean lake. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of all the trees. We will add trees. I promise you, trees are coming back. But what I wanted to do was to just connect up our river we created last time and just connect it up to that kidney bean lake. Now this is gonna be quite a clash of water. Boom! Yeah, I know, that's so stupid, I'm sorry. I just thought that would have been funny. Anyways, what we're doing right now is just preparing this lake just for a little bit more expansion and just a little bit of detailing. So if you want to detail, I'm not going to go through the whole lake, by the way, just as a disclaimer. I didn't do the whole lake, but just add rocks to the side and just kind of make the river and lake kind of look really, really decently detailed. So what we're doing next is we need to create a road circuit. So not necessarily like a circuit, you know, just a race car track, but I want to connect up the entire grid, our entire road grid. So what I'm doing right now is expanding our medium-sized road all around the I'm gonna call it a kidney bean lake. It literally keeps looking like a kidney bean lake, so I'm just going off that. So what I'm trying to do is create a decent amount of space between the road and the lake because we want to build around it. We want to build a lot of our transportation systems around this road, and we want to create like mini transportation areas, like mini hubs. We'll call them mini hubs. So if we all know, if you play City Skylines, they have City Skylines hubs where they automatically connect a million different transports. Well, we want to do that, but guess what? Right now, it's not unlocked. So now that we have a lot of our grid in place, we will get to finishing that grid and connecting everything up. What I want to do is I want to start to expand this part of the residential area. So I finish up the circuit of the outer, we'll call it like the outer roads of our new City Skylines expansion. What I do want to get into is arterial roads. And so what we're trying to do is when we are creating the City Skylines road layout, we are trying to force cars to go on the medium-sized road. And the smaller roads are the feeder of the arterial roads. So that's just something to keep in mind when you are building your City Skylines city. Do not place down just medium-sized roads. You do not want that. So I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent while I'm trying to upgrade these buildings and just trying to finish this road out. So the next thing we are going to do is I want to dig into the metro train station. This is our very first industry here in our Bayview Heights City Skyline series. The reason why I want to create metro is two reasons. Metro is very, very good underground. So over here, we have a very established town. I did not want to disturb it with a train station because everything's already built up. So why disturb the peace? But now that we have an area, this part of town where, you know, everything is wide open. It's like the wild, wild west. We can build anything we want. So what I'm doing right now is I am speeding this up a smidge. You know, it's about 2 speeds, so nothing too crazy. But what I'm trying to do here is not the entire road layout of this residential area, But what we're trying to do is just map out how big this above ground metro station is going to be. And what I'm going to do with these metro train stations is a couple things. We're going to place it down right there. And the reason why we're placing them down there and just putting like a road layout around it is because I want a detail around it. So it's not just plop down and be like, all right, good luck. Good luck, metro train station. Good luck. All right, we plopped down. All right. So what we're doing next is, again, I'm going to speed this up so you guys don't have to see it, but we want to create another circuit. Now you're going to be like, well, what is your deal with all these circuits? Well, with especially like metro lines or tram lines, like you want a full circuit where it can go from one end to the other and just make a circle. And hence why it's called a circuit. So that's why, you know, we don't want a back and forth metro line. We want it to go around the entire town. So we're placing down a bunch of these metro stations. Now here, guys, there is a glitch. See that glitch? That is my underground metro station. For some reason they will build, but I cannot show you what they look like because there is a glitch in the system. Anyways, now that we have all of our metro lines in place, we do need to connect them up underground. So I just want to show you guys real quick just how you connect them underground and just how to quickly go through this. So when you are creating metro lines, make sure you are underground and make sure the track is actually also underground. So right here, you're going to see that we are at a minus 39 feet. Yeah, depending on where you live in the world, that you could be using meters, but here in the United States, we use feet. So just keep in mind that when you are building this, you do a majority of metro lines are underground. I'm just gonna have that disclaimer right now. Just a majority of them are underground, and you know, you can see right here we are going underground. But like I said before, I did want to expand, and I wanted the metro. We wanted to be able to see it. Does that make sense? We wanted to be able to see this transportation in action, and that's just something to keep in mind. Like when it's buried underground, you know, obviously we could bury all of these train tracks underground and not think twice about them and just be like, okay, like that's fine. Like we have a metro line. We could have tracks all over the place and look like spaghetti. And you know, it's just all depends what you want. Like for example, over here, we did cross the tracks. Now this is where we need to go back underground, but you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about though. Like we're going to go underground, and you're gonna see that all of these metro lines, we could literally hide these train tracks. And it's pretty cool how that all works out. And you can see it does struggle. I will say the map does struggle a little bit, but see how we're underground? Like all of those train tracks are all hidden. They're all underground and nobody will know. Well, okay, I guess our Sims will know that they're there, but I'm just saying, like, it's not affecting commercial industry, it's not affecting your residential, it's not affecting literally anything in your city. So keep in mind, metro is cool to put underground, but I think above metro looks better because, well, you know, you just have trains going around. It's just overall cool, honestly. So what I'm doing next is I'm creating train lines by connecting them up. As you can see, when I'm connecting them to the train lines, right now it's green. We are connecting to make it a circular circuit. Yeah, circular circuit, but that's what it is though. It's a circuit. And so we want to have train lines going clockwise. Then we also want them going counterclockwise because, hey, you know, what if you want to go to the northern part of the city before and just bypass the entire other part of the city? So basically we're giving our Sims more options to actually, you know, just to use the metro line, but like just give them, you know, maybe it's quicker to go one way versus the other. I mean, I know they're the exact same line, but you know, maybe it's just going to save them a lot of time. So now that all these metro lines are built, what I want to do next is I actually want to get into those metro lines. So, well, nope, that is our traffic flow, but you can see right now, 82%, not bad. But now let's get into what we wanted. So we want to go over, so you can see here, we have the tram lines, we have the metro lines. What we can do is make sure you are titling some of your train lines just to make sure you know who they are, what they are. You can actually change the color of the train lines too. It's like that with the bus line. So I feel like every city Skylines transportation system, you can actually do that. You could just change the bus line color. You can name it whatever you want. And it just creates, it just makes things a lot more organized, to be honest with you. So like counterclockwise, like obviously I got that wrong because it was actually clockwise the way it was going. But you can see that it's clockwise and then the other one's going to be counterclockwise. So we know which metro line we're using. Say if we want to expand, we know exactly which one, and plus we know the color differential. So right now we have the metro lines in place. Right now they are not turned on because guess what? We have nothing built around any of those metro lines. But overall, still very cool. I'm very, very, very excited about this, by the way. I think having these metro lines spread out so much, we're going to have a lot of people using these metro lines eventually. So what we're going to do next is we are going to expand our residential area. And the reason behind this expansion is we want people to use the train station. Well, you can see at the bottom of the screen that we have a major, major, major demand for residential. And also we want people to actually use the metro line. So we need to have residents that actually will be living in the neighborhood and whatnot. So right here, this is my basic build. This is the basic layout for a residential area. I am also going to do it at the top of the screen, but just nothing too crazy. Like I actually liked, by the way, I like to use dirt roads when I am creating our neighborhoods, then upgrade them later because I don't know, it's a good tool. It looks cool. So as you can see at the top of the screen, we have both of our residential buildings in place. Now, what we want to do next is, now that we have that in place, we want to get to our second form of transportation. Now, the second form of transportation I'm thinking over here is our train. Now, this is our mini hub right here. Now, you could actually build a City Skylines train metro hub. They actually have these. They actually exist. But I wanted to go the old-fashioned way. So the reason why I wanted to build the train tracks over here is because we have a train line at the top of the screen. And the reason behind all that is, we got some issues. By the way, if you see anything pop up, use the move it mod, hit the down button. Anyways, so I wanted to connect the train line because we wanted to bring passengers and tourists from out of town. Now, the reason behind that is because we have an outer connection that will connect directly to the train line. So it's very cool. So this will bring a lot of tourists. And right now you can just see here, I'm connecting the train line and it doesn't look great. And I just use the intersection marking tool. Whoa. So guys, just deviate. Mods aren't always the best form of connection. I think we just proved that right there because, well, the line, we used the network multi-tool and that really didn't work out that great. So anyways, now that we have that in place, what we want to do is we need to build a second train station. So this is going to be also a part of the hub that is not really a hub. It is a vanilla fake hub that basically we're creating a place where all of our forms of transportation can meet. So far that is our major bus hub and there is our train station. So now we have people that can take the train. So we have tourists that can take the train and go right to our bus hub and go all around our city, which is amazing. That is the whole point of this whole build, is we are trying to use the expansion of transportation and we're trying to create a better, just overall, just a better community where people aren't driving everywhere. So the next thing we are going to build are trams. So you can see here, we built a tram depot. Now, this is where it can kind of get tricky. So trams can only go on roads that have tram lines on them. So this is where things get extremely complicated because you need to create a road circuit with these tram tracks. And you can see we have a few different options. And I chose the tram lines with trees because, well, trees look beautiful. Trees look beautiful. I don't know is why I was singing that. But anyway, so you can see here that we're upgrading our medium-sized roads because, again, we are trying our best to create the best and most efficient transport around the entire city. And so what I'm doing is that entire circuit we created originally with that just medium-sized road, what we're doing is we're upgrading that road with tram tracks. We want another circuit with trams. And the reason behind that is we want people to actually use the trams. And as I just destroyed that beautiful bridge because I upgraded it. Oh, that hurts. That really does hurt. That was a beautiful bridge, but we needed tram tracks, and that's just the way it goes, honestly, guys. But over here, overall, guys, when you are building a tram line, I should say, you do need to make sure that it is connected in a circuit. So that's just something to keep in mind. It needs to be a circuit. And as you can see here, oh, that upgrade did not work. I tried to create a one-way line and that did not work. So we're going to keep that as a road for the time being. That just looked pretty damn ugly. Oof, not good. Honestly, that was really not good. But anyway, so now that we have the tram lines in place, what we're going to do, guys, I know we're going to add these tram tracks right there. And the reason behind that is we want to build another little hub. But overall, this is going to be amazing for our city. And we can add just here, we're adding to the tram hub. Did you guys just see that? We added trams in front of our bus hub and our train station. So again, we're, for the trams, we are creating a circuit, another circuit. Yeah, I know you guys are going to kill me. So we're going to create a clockwise circuit and a counterclockwise circuit. So again, maybe if you're going to the right part of our city over here where it's empty, well, I guess apparently if you're going to an empty part, you could be bored, but eventually that will all get filled in. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to start to detail in front of our major train hub. Not train hub, but metro. This is our main one near our residential area. I just wanted to detail it up a little bit just to make it look nicer. I thought that, if people in the neighborhood wanted to drive and park next to our metro train line, that they could easily do it. So I figured that was one of the smartest things we could do. So here we're just doing some detailing. We're speeding up a little bit and we're just adding some bushes and some shrubs and some trees just to make it look like, make it look fancy, just very fancy. I think that's the best term for it. Just the detailing, that little bit of detailing actually makes that area look absolutely amazing. So what we're going to do over here is we are going to start to add our commercial industry and, the commercial industry. So that's the blue. And we want to make sure that people can go shopping on these roads and people are just able to, basically this is going to be a busy part of town. We have transportation here. If we have any tourists, of course, we want them to come to this area and spend their godforsaken money. And we want to be rich off this money. What I'm doing next is anytime you do a major residential expansion, just keep in mind, you will have to add your services. So I am adding a healthcare service. I am adding the fire station and the police station. I also am adding schools because I know it says we have a ton of capacity for schools. I know I could see it at the top left of the screen. But the thing is we are going to be doing some major expansion and not kids, but our population is going to increase massively. Also what I'm doing is I'm adding our first university district because, we don't even have a college yet. So I figured adding that college was a good idea because, some of our citizens, they want to get smarter and go to college to get more knowledge. Oh my God. Am I just old? Because I remember, girls go to college to get more knowledge. Guys are stupid boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider and girls go to college to get more knowledge. Anybody remember that? Hit that like button if you're still watching. I don't know. I could be embarrassing myself right now. So what I'm doing right here real fast is there's the high school. What I'm doing is I put down a library. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to do some quick detailing. Very quick detailing with some paths like I did in the previous episode. I think it honestly it looks like these paths and just adding trees just looks absolutely amazing. So that's, again, guys, keep that in mind. Just adding paths and adding trees can make everything look so much better. It's honestly kind of ridiculous how much better it can look. So what I'm going to do is just like every American college or high school or elementary school, we need parking. Oh my God. I don't know. If you are still watching and you're from Europe or another part of the world, as I detail the trees, Do you have this much parking in front of your schools? That's a half serious question. Do you guys have this much parking, or is that just a dumb American thing that we do? I don't know. I'm asking that question because I just literally wanted to stop. Yeah, I wanted to actually stop actually engaging in like giving you the play-by-play, just asking like, are schools like that and all around the world? I guess we'll figure that out. But around here, I am going to detail our university. That I know it's very basic. Trust me, we don't have an actual university yet. So cry me a river. Once we build an actual university, we will detail around it. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that our city planner, Frank Sinclair, will want that. Eventually we do need to build an actual university. So I think we should all chill out. All right. I'm just kidding. But seriously, so right now, remember to get rid of all of your dirt roads. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit because you guys don't need to see me waste 10 minutes of your time. There we go. Insta facto, I did what's called a jump cut, and I jump cutted to a new part of our city. So we need to get people to come here to this part of our town, and we need an attraction. So the best attraction possible is this tax office. Now you're going to be like, how on earth? And I am adding a park, but why on earth a tax office? Well, this is a very small town. Like, this is not our downtown area by any means. So I figured adding the tax office would kind of blend in with the residential area. Then adding that plaza that brings tourism, I thought it would work absolutely perfect. And it will also look cool because, hey, we'll have in the background of our tax office, we'll have the university. So eventually we will detail that up. You will see that later on. Now, the next thing I did want to get into was this is going to be quick. This is not going to be the most detailed park ever, but I wanted to put a city park in this little corner of our residential area. Now, while I'm quickly building the city park, you're going to notice that the screen looks a little darker. The grass looks a little bit different. The water looks a little bit different from when we started. Well, what I was doing as I was playing the City Skylines game was, and recording, I should say, I was messing with the different themes. Now, I am using the Boreal theme right here, and I was just trying to see what would work best. And overall, like you'll see at the end, I do have an end theme that, I edited everything and stuff like that. So I use Theme Mixer 2 on this, so that's just something to keep in mind. Now, I know I just wanted to warn you why the colors of everything look different. It went from a yellow to a more green. So again, those are different themes and different LUTs in City Skylines. I do have a tutorial on that, so just keep that in mind. So again, I know I was just building a very basic park, so I just want to let you guys know why everything kind of looked different in the scene. So now that we have the park in place, what we want to do is we want to make it look better. And some of the detailing that I like to do around a city park or any park in general is just add fences. So let's speed that up. You guys do not need to see me struggle to add this fence. And as you can see here, we're going at 2 speeds. So this is the much faster version of it where you guys don't have to suffer through the actual full play-by-play of this. Woof, that is awful. But I do love to put a good fence right around the city park just to make sure we don't get any loose stragglers in there. So now that we have that in place, what we do need to do is we need to make this a little bit more interesting of a park. So I do like adding these, just the rock formations. I know I put them everywhere around, but like, it's such a good thing. Like, it's such a good detailing thing to add that it just makes it look different. It makes it look better than just keeping it plain and just throwing trees. Now, some of these rocks are pretty massive, but again, you could fit them in there. They fit perfect. And when we start unlocking more and more things around our city, what we could do is we can get rid of those rocks. Pretty simple. Honestly, get rid of those rocks. So now a lot of the detailing I did in this City Skylines build was I actually used the copy and paste button from the Move It mod. That's how we're creating these trees so quickly. So I used the marquee tool. I grabbed a few of the trees that were already built around, and I'm just literally copying and pasting them into our city. And again, I think it looks, adding the same similar tree creates this like really cool symmetry that, hey, this whole town is, well, it's the same town, but like we're in the same, like if for example, if I added palm trees there, That honestly would look really weird. I think you guys would be weirded out by me if I put palm trees there. So just using the same type of trees just to make it look good, I honestly think that, you know, it just creates that symmetry around the entire town. So make sure you are adding your policies to attract more people. Remember, we are charging a ticket fee so people can actually, you know, come into our town and, you know, spend their money on tickets. So what you're going to see here is I am going to just quickly go, boom. You saw the northern part, but here is the end result. So welcome back to Bayview Heights. As you can see, we have massively expanded. So I just want to show you guys everything that filled in this city. And overall, this, like with all the trees, like remember I talked about the tree symmetry of just using the same trees around like our forest industry, our towns. Like look at how good this turned out. Like look at all the detailing, the small rocks, the small trees. Hey guys, we do have bushes, you know, like around the university, we did have bushes. Just overall, this build turned out absolutely beautiful. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think this is my best city, Skylines city to date, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. And as you can see here, we added a path along the back way because, hey, we want to fill in that dead space, and maybe we didn't just want trees. So that adding that bike path or dirt path in general, just it added a really nice touch, and everything looks amazing. So I did add trees over our residential area. I know I got a little carried away. So disclaimer, I got a little carried away with adding trees, but you know, like it just looks absolutely amazing. And here's our first medium-sized field where we have professional soccer and we're making money off of it. And just, oh my gosh, I'm just like, you guys, I can't get over how well this all worked out. Like adding all those trees, like I didn't put any industry or commercial build. Ooh, I guess I do have one commercial building that's underneath the metro train line, but like overall, everything just like worked out like really well. And if we come over here, you can see like we have a lot of people using it. We have 367 people use it. Wow, that's a lot. Think about how many cars that would be. Then we have, okay, look at, oh my God, it's even. It's almost even. So our counterclockwise and clockwise. Wow, that's interesting. I honestly thought that might like, I don't know. I didn't know it'd be that evenly used. Like I thought some, you know, one maybe counterclockwise would be more popular or whatnot. But anyways, you could also see here the tram lines are extremely popular. So this is the end result of everything, guys. So what do you guys think of like this build in general? Like Bayview Heights is just growing and expanding and it just looks absolutely amazing. So please guys, let me know in the comments section below, what did you guys like about it? Like we have this whole kidney bean where we can actually build around it. Like I'm super excited. There's our forest industry. It looks absolutely amazing. Like everything in this city, I'm just super happy with it. So guys, please leave a like, please leave a sub if you do like what you're watching, if you gain any value of this. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.